This is Josh Hart, 4 seconds out. Delighted to be joined by Adam Smith post-fight here in Hull. Adam, what a brilliant fight that was between Brad Ray and Shakan Pitt. They left it all in the ring there. You've had probably one of the best seats in the house in that commentary booth. Just talk me through the action that we just saw.
Do you know what? It's a pleasure and a privilege holding a mic and seeing action like that. I thought the two of them were fabulous. I thought they went beyond the call. It was a European title fight that everyone was excited about because no one knew who was going to win, and look how tight it was all the way through. Shakan Pitters, Brad Ray, two really good professionals, two guys who've had a tough time lately, and they came together, and from the opening bell, it just worked. It was almost phone box stuff at times. I thought Brad Ray had a really good start, maybe won 3 or 4 of the first rounds, then back came Shakan Pitters, and I thought Shakan then may go on to win it because he was the natural light heavyweight with all the experience. A bit like with the other night with Justice Hooney and Fabio Wardley. I thought Justice Hooney was about to stop Fabio Wardley until that right hand. But suddenly Brad Ray came at the beginning, I think, of the 9th round and found this sort of second wind. And then we had that round where he almost fought the whole round without a gun shield, with his nose bleeding. And there was just a bit of me that thought Brad Ray is not going to be denied tonight. It was so close. I thought the right guy just about got it, but I would have had no argument, and he would have had no argument. I thought Shakan Pitters was brilliant. I thought Brad might have just dragged him a little bit more into a Brad Ray type of fight. Maybe it was the extra fans Brad Ray had. Maybe it was the freshness. He seemed happy all week, fighting at maybe a more natural weight for him. But yeah, it was so close. I'd love to see it again. The best thing was they sort of fell into each other's arms at the end. The smiles, the respect they had. It was such a nice build-up. It was such a hard, grueling, brutal fight. And afterwards, the two of them can be super proud of themselves. And that's what boxing's all about. It was a perfect advert for any young fighter to watch how much a European title means, how much they wanted it, how much respect they had, how much resilience they had, the dedication, the fitness. Hats off to the training camps. I thought it was brilliant, and I thought it was GBM's best fight ever that we put on.
Couldn't say it better myself, Adam. For Brad, we know how tough it's been for him recently with fights. Obviously, he had the fallen date in Saudi. He had the last-minute cancellation of the Daniel Dos Santos fight. For him, does he have a future now with GBM Sports? Obviously, not a signed fighter yet, but could we see Brad Ray under the GBM banner more often?
I'd love to. I think he's great. I mean, I like Brad Ray when he was with Ben, and we were on Sky together, and he was like one of the stars coming through. Brad Stingray with the knockouts, and then of course he walked into Tyler Denny and he had a bad night, and then he sort of drifted away a little bit. But I know that Brad relocated. He sort of reinvented himself. He dedicated his life to the sport. He's worked really, really hard in Blackpool, and I think that hard work pays off, and it just shows that he's always had the ability, but he put it together. First 12-rounder, first light heavyweight, big light heavyweight fight for the European title. And he dragged it all out of himself. Of course he's got a future. He's 27 years old. I'd love to do more Brad Ray fights. I love him. I think he's a great, fun, exciting fighter. And he loved it too. And I also love the fact that he's best mates with Conor Walker, because Conor Walker is always in good fights. Brad Ray's always in good fights. So let's get them both on the same card together. I don't know, match from working with Izzy, and maybe a match from GBM, sort of like we had with Terry Harper, some sort of collab there. Love to see them on the same bill. But Brad Ray is it's a great story. I'm really happy for him. Obviously disappointed for Shakan Pitters, lovely guy, been through a really difficult year himself. But there was no losers tonight, no losers. I mean, yes, Brad went home with the European title. It's his night. But Shakan Pitters covered himself in glory. What a warrior. And I'd love to see it again, wouldn't we all?
Absolutely. Just one more on the card as well. Gradus Krauss, I just spoke to him outside, and what a seriously talented fighter he is. He seems like he's got it all. He's got the charisma, he's got the big ring walk that people will remember, but he's got the fighting skills and the power that people will also remember. How special is Gradus Krauss?
He's got the looks as well. Arguably the most handsome fighter in boxing at the moment. I think my daughters would tell you that. Look, he's just ticks so many boxes. I mean, he's from Holland, where we don't have many fighters. He's got a dad that was a brilliant kickboxer and a fantastic sort of combat sports athlete who's in his corner. He's got Peter Fury, who's known him forever, who's one of the wisest and most knowledgeable and best trainers in the business, best people in the business. And he's got Izzy promoting him, and he's got a 3-year-old daughter who turns 4 in September, who's got so much confidence, and what a ring walk, dad and daughter. Then he goes in and delivers a performance like that. He's awkward, he's twitchy, he's very, very hard to read, he's quick, and he hits extremely hard. 7 quick knockouts. I mean, you'd say don't get carried away. But Ross McGuigan's a decent fighter. He just came off a win over a 17-0, Southern Area Championship. Vidal Riley, I think, stopped him in 3. But Ross is decent, and he came to win, and it was an amazing opportunity. I sat next to him at the weigh-in. He'd really worked hard for it. He was really up for it. And he was blown away. Probably after 10 seconds, the fight was over, really. He never really recovered. So it was a brilliant performance from Gradus. Obviously, they're going to be tougher tests ahead. But I think they were eyeing up the European title fight. I think that they're looking at the likes of Dan Aziz, Craig Richards, Lyndon Arthur. I mean, they're going for it. And maybe his 10th, 11th fight, he could fight for a big title. I said to Izzy, I want to go to Holland. I love the darts. I love the fact that Matchroom and Sky light up the arenas in orange with Michael van Gerwen, obviously, and formerly Raymond van Barneveld. So why don't we go to Holland and turn it orange with Gradus Krauss? Fantastic. He's got everything. The charisma, the ring walk, the story, the team, the power. I mean, let's have more, please.
Absolutely. Adam, just while I've got you, I do want to just quickly get your thoughts on Deontay Wilder's return that we saw last night. A long process for him out the ring, and I'm sure a very tough year. He's opened up on the struggles that he's had over the last year. A lot of criticism at the same time with the performance last night. What did you make of Wilder's return?
Well, first of all, he messaged me about 20 minutes ago. I talked to him before the fight and afterwards. I've had a close connection with Deontay for many, many years, and as a sort of friend really of his, all I want is him to be healthy and safe. And I think after I was worried after the Zhilei Zhang fight and the Parker fight. I thought maybe, it could be the end for Deontay. But look, he's been very public about the struggles he's had. He's got himself back into great shape. He's got a victory. Always going to be tough against an opponent he was always going to beat, but the manner of victory, and people are going to say it took too long and didn't get him out there quicker and all that. But look, he's coming back into it, and we'll all see him fight AJ or another big name. And for me, it's just it's good to see him. He was very, very very, very supportive of me during my cancer battle, and as was AJ and Tyson and all that generation, actually. But yeah, I just want to see Deontay well, and it's nice to see him back in the ring. He seems happy, and I'm delighted for him and Shelley Finkel and the team, and let's see what happens next.
Absolutely, Adam. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for your time. Always good to speak to you, and I'm sure we'll speak again very soon.
Cheers.